Ray, what is happening? Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay, perfect, Ray. Hold on a second. I didn't reach my mom this because I don't think she got my mom's gonna be on here. Hold on 1 second.
Okay.
And thank you for coming on today too.
Yeah, no worries.
Let's see here. Sorry about that. My mom's multitasking. She's over there building first off, I built most of it. I've been building this shelf. She just doing the last part.
Gotcha.
Give me 1 second, Ray. I'm gonna go check see what she's doing. Hold on 1 second. Be right back. Jersey. Yeah.
Thank you.
Hey, Mom, you here?
Yes, I'm here. Hey, how are you, Ray?
Hi, good. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm Mama Rush, Brandon's mom, and just looking forward to having a great conversation with you on today.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
I don't have my picture up today because I left here early this morning, and I drove from South Carolina to North Carolina. And that's about a 2-hour drive. And then I went and came back because I understand you were going to be on today and I wanted to get a chance to meet you.
You've had a busy day.
Yes, I have, but it's okay. It's all good. All righty.
Well, Ray, thank you so much. Welcome to Buckle Up Podcast with Mama Rush and Brandon Rush. We've been doing pretty good so far. I'm glad to have you on. I saw you on Instagram. I love your vibe. Like,
Thank you.
You are a whole vibe.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, and it's like you're in a league of your own, and I really think like you're special. I like everything you're working with. You have me cracking up. I've been watching your stories. I saw the massage one yesterday that had me dead. And then I also discovered that like you're quite the singer too.
Oh wow.
Am I?
I think so. Like yes, I would definitely say that you have an amazing voice. I'm not even like I'm telling you the absolute truth. You have an amazing voice.
Thank you. I'm self-taught, so I don't sing often. I just kind of karaoke it and then go from there. So I appreciate it.
Yeah, what's your go-to karaoke song?
Maybe, I'm not gonna lie, I like a good Britney song.
Okay.
If it's not Britney, they have Alicia Keys. She's always the go-to.
Okay.
Who else? I guess I don't even think. Oh, Keith.
Like Keith Sweat?
Yes. Usher. Usher is a big one. I love doing Usher.
Okay, so you can sing. I knew you could sing. I heard you. There's a video because I literally looked through. I looked at everything pretty much, and I was like, wait a minute, this girl can sing.
Sometimes, sometimes it comes out.
Yeah, well, you're blessed. You're definitely blessed. So, Ray, this is a complete spotlight on you, and we can talk about whatever it is that you want to talk about. But there are some questions that we wanted to ask. I saw that. I don't know if you still are, but I think I saw that you were in the United States Air Force. Is that correct?
Yes, 10 years. I'm still in.
Yo, you're still in.
I am. I'm a medic for them, so yeah, I'm still in.
Oh, perfect. This is exactly where I wanted to go. So, here's my question for you. I don't know if you went. So you're originally from Arizona too. It's gonna relate to that.
I'm originally from Texas.
Okay.
So I was born in San Antonio, actually on Lackland Air Force Base. My mom was Army, and then they relocated out here like after they got out the military. So then I was kind of, here.
Yeah. Well, that's also you. So you grew up in the military. You are a military family too. We're partially we're military family as well. My mom's dad was in the Army, and then my grandfather on my other side, my dad's dad was in the Army as well.
Okay.
So my question is this: Did you go immediately into the Army? Or did you go to college first?
I did do college for a little bit. I graduated high school early, and then I went to college for maybe a year.
Yeah.
And I was like,
wasn't for you.
For me, yeah. And then I kind of like had odd jobs like YMCA, a sports director, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then I was like, yeah, it's time. I'm ready to get my career started and go to the military. So I joined at like 22, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I'm glad you mentioned that because one of the things we do is like we have like this thing called Buckle Up University on here. And we're basically trying to figure out with kids that are turning 18, whether they should, some are going into the military, some are going into school. Some are going into the workforce. Some are going to school through the military, which is what a lot of people have found out from being on here. Like, wait a minute, the military can pay for my college.
Correct. Yes, absolutely.
So when you decided to choose the Air Force, why the Air Force?
My mom and dad were both Army. And then my older sister was Army, and everybody kept saying, don't do the Army.
Okay.
You'll be a lot happier in the Air Force. So I was like,
Yeah.
you know what? I'm going to go to the Air Force. So yeah, I did that.
Okay. And then what made you decide to be a medic within that? You said, I think I heard you say that you're a medic.
I am. So when I scored really well. So I
Okay.
had a lot of options. And at first, I think I wanted to do security forces.
Okay.
And then I was like, I'm not that athletic. Like, I don't run. So
Yeah.
I'm just going to play it safe. And my recruiter, on the day I was supposed to sign, she texted me and was like, hey, medical opened up. If you want it, we can push this back and sign you up for that one. And I was like, yes, absolutely. Let's do it. We can be a medic. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. I think that's really impressive. And so you must be obviously pretty good at that. You've been doing that for 10 years now.
I'm not too shabby. I'm a good stick. I can get my IVs on the first try. I don't miss too often.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty good.
Yeah. Have you had I guess you probably had a lot of experiences with that. So and I also saw that you deployed too. I didn't know exactly where that was though.
I did. I deployed to the Middle East to Qatar, and I was supposed to forward deploy to Afghanistan, which we call HKIA. 2 weeks while I was out there in Qatar, the bombing at the airport happened, and they started evacuating everybody and the refugees, and they brought them to Qatar. So we had to stay in place and basically render care to 30 to 50,000 refugees that were coming in and out on flights.
Holy smokes.
Yeah.
How long did how long, if you don't mind me asking about that just a little bit, how long was that process, or how many like weeks or days, or that must have been like pretty, I would say, strenuous.
It was, I think it lasted 4 to 5 weeks.
Holy smokes.
Everybody was required to work every day, 12-hour shifts, like no days off, and just support the operation that was going on. Yeah. So being medical, you're the first line, like everybody wants a medical person, everybody needs medical. So, and we were in hangars, so there wasn't AC, there wasn't like,
oh my God.
So actually CE, HVAC, they put AC units in the hangars just for that operation. They came through and they set the ACs up because there was like 100 and I think it was like 125-degree weather. It's also humidity. So it felt like 135 and there's thousands and thousands of people in these hangars, and there's cots and just body heat. I mean, it was insane. I will never forget it.
That is
Can I
insane.
ask?
Sorry, go ahead, Mom.
I would like to ask a few questions, Brandon. I'll ask within, or I can ask at the end, whatever.
No,
but I'd like the catcher right here. Ray, first of all, I admire your service. Thank you so much. Because my daddy was in World War II. And with that said, being a medic, do you ever have any PTSD, anything that comes in your sleep that you cannot sleep? You have some I guess, residual effects from being in those areas?
Yes. And I never thought it was going to happen to me. I thought I was going to come back and I was going to be fine and, go on with day-to-day activities. And that's not how it happened. I definitely, mental health is a big thing. And I found myself at the VA, for PTSD. It was out of nowhere. I basically had like a panic attack at work, and then my sleep schedule was off. I was having night terrors. So yeah, it definitely affected me when I got back home. And I had no idea that it would. Yeah.
Wow. And you're so young to see so much danger and be put into danger yourself and to try to help. I can't even start to imagine that. And I have to stop sometimes because I think about my father being overseas in World War II and walking across Europe, and thank God the Lord kept him. and we weren't born at that time, but the Lord saw me, saw Brandon, and so he made a plan for my daddy to come back. But you can have issues. I understand from my dad, he had, he would go through some concerns about that. And another son that we've taken in,
Corey
Corey,
Blackman.
Core Blackman, and he told me he's a medic as well, and that he does wake up sometimes with things happening with him. So with that said, Brandon, you can go on, because I'm going to keep asking different
you're good.
pieces of what Ray is telling us today.
Yeah, Ray, sorry we threw that at you. Hopefully that wasn't something off the wall.
We don't usually start off like that, but I just wanted to keep on that thought for right now.
Yes, ma'am. Understandable. One of my best friends in the world, who's like a brother to me. He, when I was in college, he got deployed to Afghanistan, Iraq first, then Afghanistan later, and he was a medic. So I saw firsthand when he got back how that kind of stuff was. But through all that difficult times, there has to be a lot of positives too. Obviously, I guess probably when you're in it, you're probably working and don't really think about it because you're just focusing on what the task at hand is.
Correct. Absolutely.
Well, man. So I want to keep it a little bit more positive.
We're going back to the positive part. That's great, Brand.
I don't want to harbor on the military stuff too much, like that. Unless you have more questions of that.
No. We keep this a positive podcast, and so just wanted to hit that while we were there. But now let's just move on to something more about this singing. I want to hear family.
And then you work you're realtor, right? Yeah, I want to hear about your family too, right? So
tell us about that.
Right now. I found myself just loving real estate and looking at houses and always answering questions for like family and friends. And I was really big into like the VA home loan and how much benefits it is for us. And I finally was like, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and get my license because I'm already doing it, So I think I did it in like maybe 60 to 90 days. I did the
what?
Yeah.
You are extremely smart, I can see, because you can't.
Man.
That is a hard task to do. Yeah. That's not an easy test. I've never taken the test, but I heard it's not easy.
That test is long and excruciating, and I never want to take it again. I hate that test. I've taken a lot of tests in the military, but that one, I was like, if I fail, I'm not taking this test again. And luckily I passed. But I set a goal to finish it quickly, which I'd never do again in hindsight. But I did do it. So I just got it November of 2024.
Congratulations.
Oh, that's as recent.
Congratulations.
Recent. Yeah. So have you sold any houses or leased any apartments, or do you feel safe? So this is a two-part question. How do you like showing houses, and have you leased or rent or people? I don't know how that real estate business works, but tell us a little bit about how that works for you and in what market you are.
Yeah, Ray, one more thing too, I'll bounce off that. Are you in Scottsdale? Are you Phoenix? Or are you all over with the real estate business?
I am all over Arizona.
Okay.
So I go far west, all the way far east.
Okay.
Yeah, I can cover a lot of cities in Arizona for sure.
Yeah.
I think we closed. So the first house that I closed was in February.
Okay, congratulations.
Yeah, she's like a sister to me.
Yeah. Wonderful.
And she got to use her VA home loan for this house. First time home buyer, great. Veteran. She was Army. She deployed with my older sister. So getting to do that process with her. Oh, I was so excited. I was so excited to do that with her. So she was my first client, and I was selling her first home. So we loved that whole process.
Sounds wonderful.
Yeah, it does.
I want to talk about that piece a little bit when we're talking about you all are young people out there doing real estate. Now, I'm going to hear about the other houses and leasing and all of that. Do you think that's a niche market for you to deal with veterans and to get people into homes? That's a niche market, I think.
Yeah, I do feel that way. I think, it's easier to sell somebody a house with just, conventional or FHA. But when somebody has a VA home loan, the benefits they get from it and how I can explain it to them and how it's easier than you think to buy a house with that home loan. Yeah, love helping veterans get homes. Love it. Yeah.
Oh, this is great. And so if you can just, for our 3.6 million followers and those who are
4
looking
million.
on today.
Hey,
it went up.
yeah.
Well, the FHA, and I know in science, I always use a lot of acronyms, but if you can tell I know what that is, but if you can tell those out there who might not be in Army, whatever, FHA stands for what?
First time homeowners association, I believe.
Oh, okay.
I think it, yeah.
Okay.
I just know you buy, yeah. I know
Okay.
it's first home, like when you buy your first house. Yeah, I believe that's what it is.
And do you find the market to be more receptive, or I'm thinking about young people finishing college and out there are just started a new job, and so the FHA is a good place for them to start using you, Ray, to get that information. And you only carry the state of Arizona, or you do other states? Can you do all of the United States or just that particular market?
So by myself, I can do all of Arizona. If it's another state, I can actually partner with a realtor in that state, and you would have 2 real estate agents for free. So yeah.
Great.
And I catch flights, so I would fly there and go to closing and go to walkthroughs. Yeah, I could do other states. I would just do like a referral setup with somebody in that state.
Wow. And I think it would be easy for young people, as you all are, Brandon and you, to be able to talk to young people out there. Listen up to what Ray is saying, because Ray is really giving some positive information out there for you, first-time home buyers. And so, anything else you want to tell us, Brandon? Any questions you have?
Yeah, Ray, I had a couple things about it too.
Particular thing.
Does every veteran know about that? 2 things. One, I want you to say the name of either your business or your whatever, how to reach you. Well, how would someone reach you? Like if you had you can send it to me later too, which will work also, but I want you to at least plug it.
Okay, yeah. So you can contact me on Facebook or Instagram. It's just Ray Solo. I work for Coldwell Banker Northland. So our broker is really everywhere, like Hawaii, the 50 states. So with that, I have a lot of connections that I can give people if they are looking in other states or they are looking in Hawaii. We have agents everywhere.
Oh,
perfect. So I'd make sure you get your name out there early, so that way I'm gonna get the information from you too. But I want you to say it so we have it too. Ray, the other thing you mentioned was that the VA, I think you said a VA home loan. Is that right? Did I hear that correctly?
Correct.
Do most veterans know about that?
Veterans know about that. I don't think they know the specifics about the loan, which is a lot of times you don't have closing costs. So you don't have to put that percent down when you use your VA home loan. Another benefit that they get, let's say that they're rated with the VA like 10% at least, that waives the funding fee. You don't have to pay that funding fee either. And sometimes that can be like $10,000 to $14,000 that they're not paying anymore. So going with your VA home loan is just a benefit that you wouldn't get had you not served in the military, because other loans don't come with that benefit.
Man, Ray, thank you so much for explaining that, because I there's probably some people out there like, oh my God, I just found out information that I didn't know. So I really appreciate you sharing that. So with you doing that, obviously you found a passion outside of what you do as a medic. You found a passion in real estate, which it seems like you're really good at and very knowledgeable.
I love it.
Yeah, you do. Good. If you love what you do, you never work a day in your lifetime.
Yeah, definitely.
And so how do you balance kind of doing both? So if you're working, if you're still in the military, how do you balance both those? That's got to be a little bit.
It is. I'm not going to lie. Sometimes I find myself working, 3 jobs in one day, the third one being mom. So.
Okay.
Oh, so your mom. Good.
I am. I have a son. He's 8.
Okay.
That's my guy. That's my guy.
That's so nice.
So it does. Sometimes I got to remind myself that if I'm working this hard, I also have to play that hard.
Yep.
So downtime, self-care, mental health, you have to set aside time for that, or you're going to burn out.
Yeah, true.
And your work's going to reflect it, and people are going to see it, and it's a bad combination.
Yeah. Ray, I'm so glad you said that. Two things. My dad was alive. He used to say that. Oh, he said that too. If you work hard, you got to play hard. The other thing you talked about was burning out. My parents have actually both talked to me about that, because there's been points in my life where I burnt out because I was doing too much. I even had a friend recently who's a pharmacist who he reached that point. He kind of talked to me and he's like, "Hey, Brandon, like, look, I got all this going on." I'm like, "Brother, you need to slow it down, because you're going to reach a burnout." I can already tell, because I've been there, and I'm sure you've been there too. But like what you said was, you're right. You got to take that stuff, even for your mental health and all that, but you got to take those moments to slow down and take that break, because you can wear yourself down and then be good to nobody.
Right. Absolutely. I agree. And it's important to keep people like you around that you can notice it. Let's say your friend hadn't noticed it had you not said anything.
Yeah.
It's important to keep people around you like that, so that
You're
if you don't notice it, they do.
You're absolutely right. No, you're absolutely. Look at you having your head on the ball.
So, Ray, I have a question. Are you in the reserves or active duty, or can they call you anytime? And how do you negotiate your son, your family life, and all when they call? So you said you're still active. Is that correct?
So I'm reserved.
Reserve.
The way they activate me and put me on orders or deploy me, I feel like I'm active duty a lot. So, man, I'm supposed to be reserved, but medics always get called. We're actually we're deploying medics, so we always take the deployments. I actually have training coming up in Ohio, like the end of this month for 2 weeks. Yeah, my annual tour is coming up. Like I said, I feel like I'm active duty. I feel like I'm always doing something on base for them. So when that happens, I have a great support system. Like, I have my sisters who live here, my mom who lives here.
Great.
And his dad. We are great co-parents. We have
that's great.
Healthy co-parenting style. He understands, he met me in the military, so you kind of just got to take how it comes. But absolutely have the best support system when it comes to my son. I think he is the last person I have to worry about when I'm getting geared up to go somewhere. I know family is going to step in and take care of him like nothing. Yeah.
And how old is your son? How old is he? Did I miss that? How old is your son?
He's 8. Yep.
Okay, so when you get ready to go, what does he say to you, Mommy?
When he was younger, he didn't quite understand it, which that was really hard for me. And then especially being deployed during the evacuation, when I was helping with the newborn babies and deliveries of the refugees, it reminded me of my son. And I'm like, oh, this is like pulling at my heartstrings. Like, I miss my kid. Like, So when I came back, he just kind of said, like, "You've been gone forever." And I was like, oh, I know, but I'm good. So when I would go to drill weekends and he would see me put on the uniform, he would think that I was leaving for a long time again. And it took him a couple of months to realize, okay, no, she's going, but she's coming right back. Like, it's just for the weekend.
So wonderful to hear.
Yeah.
That's wonderful
so it's better now that he's older.
Yeah. Ray, when you did that deployment, was that 9 months? The one in Qatar? Was that 9 months or that longer?
It was 7.
Okay.
It was 7. It was supposed to be 6, but they sent us to like it was like a field craft, like combat training in New Jersey. I really felt like I was in the military. That was my, I really do this. Like, I signed up for this. You either left wet because you were rained on, or you were soaking wet because you were sweating that much.
Yeah.
And that training, enjoy the suck, embrace the suck. I could not believe I did that training for 2 weeks.
Oh my gosh. Is that the video I saw where you're like getting poured on?
Yes.
I saw that. Like, mom, I'm gonna have to show you this video.
I was
laughing at, because I knew it sucked, but you were going through it. But you were making a comedy thing out of it. So I saw the video of you walking in the rain with it just pouring on you.
Just pour. And training doesn't stop. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter how hot, how much rain. We're staying and we're getting it. Yeah.
Did you feel that it gave you a great opportunity to work out, keep yourself in shape, because you're always doing whatever they tell you to do as far as keeping your body straight? And then with that question, did you ever feel in danger?
So during trainings, of course, like, cause I don't, on the outside, I don't work out. I'm guilty of not working out ever. So the only time I do work out is when they tell me to. And then so yeah, it's always good to get moving, not by choice, but I'm
Yes.
here. And
Yes.
the only time I ever fell in danger was probably the deployment
Okay.
at one point in time we were sitting there and I don't know if Afghanistan or Iran found out that we had the refugees in Qatar
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and they were trying to send missiles to.
Holy
Oh,
smokes.
wow.
I don't know if they were trying to send them over Qatar, at Qatar, but they were just really, really close. And we had all worked like a 12-hour shift. Me and my friends went to the DFAC. We sat down to eat and the alarm goes off. And it was like real world alarm. It was a red alarm, basically take cover, get under the tables, there's missiles by. And we all looked at each other and we just sat there.
Mm.
Wow.
We sat there and we continued to eat. That's how tired we were. We were just like, if this is it,
Wow.
this is it. Like, and not just us, the whole DFAC just looked at each other and went on about our business. Like,
It's
we're
not
at least
funny,
we're
but
gonna
the
eat.
way you explain it, it
It's
sounds
funny.
it's not funny at all. But to just put it at that level, just to say this is it, this is it. So wow, so now you're here talking with us here on the podcast. So God meant for you to be in our presence and us for you to be in our presence as well, and to share some stories that young people need to know at any time. So we're gonna go back over to you answered the danger question and all, but let's talk about that real estate piece a bit, because that's what you do when you're not serving our country. You're selling real estate, and I want you to sell as much as you can.
Absolutely.
I have 2 clients right now.
Okay.
They're both veterans. We're going the new build route. So one closes in August and one closes in September.
Oh, great.
So it's really a buyer's market right now.
Okay.
It is the concessions we're getting, the closing costs that we're getting, the buy down rate that we're getting from the seller. The seller is covering everything. This is the ideal time to buy if you're not trying to come out of pocket for closing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Man, look at you.
This is amazing.
Yeah. Ray, I have one more question. I have a couple things. One, when are you going to start your 4th job, which is stand-up comedian? Because clearly
he does that.
You're funny. I'm not even saying that to blow smoke or whatever. I'm literally telling you, I think you're missing a calling here. You already do it. Like, as I said, I like when I found you on Instagram, I started watching because I'm constantly entertained by what you post. And so therefore, the minute you decide to do your stand-up comedy routine and start your podcast, you got a fan of me because I think you're hilarious.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I guess I just kind of see, a lot of people think it's just me.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm a little funny, but I feel like my followers are super funny. And I think they egg me on and I just go with it.
Yeah.
So without them, I don't feel like I'd be as funny, but I think it's like a combo. Like they egg me on and I just keep going. I go for it. Yeah.
I love it. Please keep going. Please keep going. One thing I wanted to mention too, because I don't know if my mom knew about this time. I looked through all your stuff today. Was I saw that you said that you have to work hard and you have to play hard. I saw that you like to travel, and I saw you with the elephant, and then the big elephant who you guys just walk by nonchalantly, like that's not the right elephant.
Yes.
Yeah, and I wanted to see the rest of the elephants. Like I was excited. I felt like I was there going. First off, where was that? What country was that in?
It was Thailand.
Okay.
It was Thailand. I went with a group. It was my godbrother and then his friend who's also a veteran. So we're all playing hard. We go out there and unfortunately Thailand does have I guess you would call them like programs. I don't know, or like farms that they have elephants that you can ride, but they sedate the elephant. And we didn't want to contribute to that. So we found an elephant sanctuary.
Okay.
That was the right answer.
And that's where they let the elephants do what they want to do. If they want to go take a bath or they want to do a mud bath, if they want to eat, whatever they want to do, they let the elephants do.
Yeah.
And that's the one we went to. So you can't ride them, but you can pet them, you can wash them, you can feed them, and they come around, they leave. And that's the one I wanted to do. I love doing the sanctuary.
It looks like it was like, that must have been like a, I mean, I don't want to say life-changing, but like very spiritual in a way, like connecting with the animal they're so smart, beautiful animals, I believe.
Absolutely. And one of them was a baby, and the baby kept following me around, and I love babies. So I'm like, let him come. But what we don't understand is even though it's a baby, that thing is so heavy.
Okay.
And they're still clumsy at that age. So if they were to step on me,
it's a wrap.
So they were worried. They're like, yeah, he's following you, but we're worried that he'll step on you or get clumsy or try to lay on you. And that'd be bad. And I was like, yeah, you're right. Okay.
Do you remember his name?
I don't.
Okay, that's right though. You know, I just figured I'd ask.
Did you ever see that the mother of that elephant was not too far away, or they separated the baby elephants from the adult elephants?
Mama was right there.
I knew she would be.
Mama was right there. Yep. She absolutely was.
They're not going to let that baby go outside of that eye.
Yeah,
that's what I love about that. Those elephants, they have such a great memory. What's that movie we just watched?
Water for Elephants.
Water for Elephants.
With
have
Robert
you seen
Patterson.
that movie?
I haven't.
Oh, it's really good.
You have to watch that movie.
It came out maybe 2 years before he did Batman, which is why I knew he was gonna be a great Batman. It's called Water for Elephants. I'll send it to you.
Okay.
I'll DM it or text it to you. It's called Water for Elephants with him, and he's an elephant trainer. It's a really good movie.
Oh, okay.
But what's so interesting about elephants? They're so smart, but in that movie, they learn languages. So if you're speaking English and they're speaking whatever they speak in Thailand, but the thing about it is they kept hitting on the animal, and the animal didn't move until the trainer realized the elephant understands a different language.
Yeah.
And so that was the most amazing thing, because elephants are so smart. So when they start speaking the language that the elephant was trained under, he obeyed what they asked him to do, asked her to do, whatever it was. But the elephant knew smart enough to take the stake at the ground that they were trying to hold her. Was it a female, Brandon?
Yeah, don't ruin the movie.
I'm not gonna tell the final thing.
Okay, yes, ma'am.
I just want to say that they understand what we're trying to do. And in fact, one elephant over in Africa, they have such a great memory.
Yeah.
Did you get on before that? But anyway, did you get on top of the elephant to ride?
I didn't. We didn't. He was like, don't ride them. You know, you could pet them. We don't sedate them. So they're still like a wild animal.
Yeah.
And
okay.
we basically pampered them.
Okay.
We we did mud baths with them. We washed them. We fed them. And then they were like, oh, we collected the poop. You guys want to make paper? And I was like, I'm good.
Yeah.
That's where the tour ends for me. I'm out. Like, I'm good. No, I'm okay. Thanks so much. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I saw something where they feed elephant coffee beans, and then they poo out, I guess, the process through the internal systems of the elephant. They poo that out. Brandon, what was that movie we saw?
I don't know what that is, to be honest with you.
But they make coffee. They make coffee out of the beans that they swallow. The beans go through a process, and then when they come out, that's the most expensive beans. Coffee beans that you can purchase. Did you hear about that, Ray?
I did. I think I did. And there was a whole video on it showing like the process. I do remember that.
Yeah. Well, that is so great.
And then Ray, also and you being in Thailand, was that you went to some place? The reason I'm asking this question, because I need to start traveling. I don't get a chance to travel enough outside the United States. But I saw that you went inside to some castle that was like wood. You said everything was wooden in there, and that they were always working on it. What was that place?
It was a wooden temple, and I'm not sure the name of it, but if you say the wooden temple, they're going to take you. Like, they'll tell you what it is, but you go and you have to dress a certain way. And if what you have on is not acceptable, they have people outside who sell stuff to like cover up. And when you go, it doesn't look real, but it's all wood. And the thing with that temple is it'll never be finished.
Okay.
They'll keep adding on and adding
Wow.
on and adding on and doing woodwork. And it is just amazing inside. Like
Okay.
it was unreal. Yeah.
How long had that been around for? Do you have a guesstimate, or do they say?
I have no idea, honestly. But I was like, it'll never be done.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, we're just gonna keep going. Like they're just gonna keep, and if they have to build up, they'll build up.
Okay.
I don't know if that changed now, like current day, like they have an end goal now. But when I went, they were like, it'll never be done.
Okay.
Like, oh my gosh, yeah.
Well, so the two of you have met online. I love how
social
people
media.
meet each other through social media. And have you watched any of Brandon's films or TV shows?
Don't worry about it. Yeah, it's fine.
I watched like 5 of the interviews. The ones that you have sent me.
Oh, perfect.
We've had some great people on. We've had
we've had some.
Yeah.
So are you.
I did. Yeah. I watched them.
Good,
I'm like, okay, because I was nervous. He was like, we're on 20 something. Da, da, da. Like,
why be nervous?
I was like, oh, no pressure, huh? And he was like, no, not at all. We're gonna wing it. And I was like, oh my God.
Brandon is so down to earth, as you can see. We are both, as his mother, we're both down to earth. We enjoy people, the fellowship with people, getting to know people all over the world, actually, but the United States especially right now. But yeah, Brandon's been on 77 TV shows and movies, but when you see him, he changes into a different person, not like us grinning and skinning and having this fun. I look at him as my son. So wait a minute, is that my son?
Now, look at me. I'm embarrassed over here. I don't know. I shouldn't be embarrassed, but I appreciate it.
But Brandon, you know what? Brandon's so humble. People don't understand. He's just a realist. He's just down to earth. And sometimes people think he's never changed. He's never changed. The Brandon from the baby, his dad and I, with 2 sons, having him. Brandon's always been straightforward. We love the way he is. And I can see he's discovered great people in his universe, you being one of those people.
Absolutely.
But one thing I wanted to mention is that I see a picture behind you.
Yeah, what is that? I'm being curious too.
I see with the eyes covered. Why did you choose that picture, Ray?
So this is it reminded me of oh my gosh. Avatar.
Oh, I love Avatar.
Oh, Avatar. I love Avatar.
So it reminded me of Avatar. And then over here is a elephant, because I love elephants. And it's the same color, but it's just an elephant. So I felt like it went with the color theme. I'm real big on like schemes and stuff.
Okay.
That's really it. Yeah. I just thought it reminded me of Avatar.
Okay. I was curious too. I've been looking at that photo too. I'm like, man,
I kept really looking at it. So maybe she's covering her eyes from what she saw in Qatar, wherever you were, and to cover your eyes is that I don't want to see that kind of behavior, whatever has happened. But I kept looking at the picture and I said, this is an interesting picture she has behind her. Yeah, but anyway, I just had to call that out. When I see something interesting in someone's room or whatever, I always have to ask that question. So your mom lives in Arizona, your dad lives in Arizona, your parents are still alive?
Yes. Yeah.
You're so blessed to have them both. Yeah. And so you have how many siblings?
5.
What?
I come from a big family too.
Yeah.
Family of 6. I came from family of 6.
Where are you at, Ray, within mom's family of 6, but where are you at within the scheme of everything?
I'm the second oldest.
Oh, wow.
So I have one sister older than me, and then it's me, and then it's my other sister, and then it's my brother, and then it's my baby sister.
Okay.
Oh, my parents had 5 girls and 1 boy.
Yeah. So we have 4 and 1.
My brother Benjamin always said, my parents had to keep going through girls to get to him.
Yes. That's exactly how my mom said.
That's what he always said, because he's the son before the baby girl was born. So it's all these sisters before my brother, and said my dad had to have a boy. And so I come from a family of 6 as well. A big family. I love big families. I just didn't want a big.
Same. That's me.
Yeah.
I got one in me.
Yeah. So it's so great. You still have your parents. You just celebrated Mother's Day with your mom. Did y'all do something exciting?
We did like a whole like brunch thing at her house, and we had the grandkids and we ate, and my dad cooked, and we did the pool and cornhole. Yeah. It
Oh,
was a
nice.
whole spread of food. Yeah.
oh, that was
That.
so nice. So, Brandon, I'm going to ask Ray one more question, and then
Yeah.
you can. But Ray, if you see young people coming through right now, because the age group that the podcast is really impacting is your age group or younger. And with that said, what advice you would give a young person right now thinking about, should they go to college? Should they go to a technical school? Should they join the service? Anything that impacted you along that way that you say, you know what, I'd like pretty much to tell you this. And this is just from first person, you talking to them.
I think that if somebody is interested or thinking about going to the military, I would go.
Yeah.
I feel
Oh,
like
okay.
the military opened up doors and opportunities that I wouldn't have if I never went. Now,
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't always like college book smart, like doing, I
Mm-hmm.
just didn't like doing homework. I didn't like doing assignments. So for me, my route was the military. And now, after that, getting disciplined and seeing hard work pays off, now I can
Mm-hmm.
do assignments, I can go to school, that kind of thing. But I just wasn't in the right headspace. Now,
Uh-huh.
if they are in the right headspace, get your 4-year degree and go be an officer. I would
Yeah.
still go to the military because of all, at least do 4 years. If you don't like it,
Mm-hmm.
get out. But once you
Mm-hmm.
get out, you have all your benefits. It's really what we call a plug. Like, I feel like the military is really a plug.
I've never
That
heard that
is
out of all my
so
military
great
friends. I've never heard that.
Yeah.
So, young people, you hear Ray. Ray's telling you the truth, because everybody might not have a headspace right then to go to college
Yeah.
and then end up with a big old bill coming from college. But you do have that opportunity to go to college if you have that stamina to do it. But Ray, I like the advice you've given these
Yeah.
young people, because they're trying to figure out right now. Listen, they're graduating from high school, and people are graduating from college. One thing I never ask: if you have graduated from college and you still want to serve, will they take you after college?
Yes, you'd be an officer. Yeah.
Oh, you come in big time.
Yes, you come in with rank and pay and good money. Yeah, you don't have to go the enlisted route. You would start off as an officer and they would send you to OTS, officer training school.
Uh-huh.
And you can even be an officer and go reserve. You can be an officer and go active duty. But yeah, once you get that 4-year degree, you can start as an officer for sure.
Would they go back and pay their college degree?
The GI
Some
Bill, right?
It depends. So
Yeah.
depending on your recruiter and what the need is for a body or a personnel, they'll tell you like, hey, if you join, we'll give you a $40,000 bonus. Whatever you do with the money, you do with. Now,
okay.
there are programs that you would sign up first, and they'll
Mm-hmm.
tell you, hey, we'll pay for your school for 4 years. You have to give
Mm-hmm.
us 4 years back.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well,
Absolutely.
listen, Brandon, I think I've done my little checklist.
Ray, you've been absolutely phenomenal today. You're welcome on anytime. If you just want to do your stand-up routine, I'm all for it. So I wanted to meet you for the first time officially. And two, thank you so much for coming on. You're welcome back anytime. You're like, yo, B, I got another funny story, because I just said I tune into your story every day. Like you had me dying about the massage one yesterday. So
Brandon, can we hear her sing? Do you want to sing?
No,
don't force it.
I'd rather tell a joke than sing.
All right, tell a joke. Tell a joke.
You don't have to tell a joke unless you want to tell a joke, Ray. We're not going to put you.
Feel like tell a joke.
Ray, we're not putting you on the spot.
Yeah,
Funny enough, that video that I posted yesterday was the first time I decided to post story time on an actual post. I normally just do it to my story and then it goes away after 24 hours.
Yeah.
But people were missing the first clips, and because it deletes after 24 hours.
Yeah.
And they're like, wait, where's the rest of it? So then I was like, you know what? I'll post it to my page and delete it later.
Yeah.
Well, 27,000 views later, I'm like,
holy smokes.
I can't really delete it now. People are like loving it. They've been through the same thing as me. So yeah, that was the first time I did a post for story time.
Hey, you were super talented. Do you have I'm just gonna give you a little bit of advice. You don't have to do it, but you can if you want to. Do you have a business profile? Is your Instagram? If not, you should make it that.
My business profile is actually my Facebook.
Okay.
It is. So
sorry about that.
Go ahead.
Oh no, the reason I was saying that you should make your own thing, because then you're able to see how many people are looking at your stuff, and then eventually you get moved up to content creator. That's how what happened to me. So
I do. Okay. I get what you're saying. Yes, I do have a business profile. I can see like what do they call them? Insights.
Yeah, insights. Like that. I was just making sure you did that to put you on game in case you didn't know.
I appreciate it. Keep me in line. Yeah, I do. I absolutely do.
Good.
But
good.
Do jokes, being a comedian, does that come naturally for you, or do you write down your jokes, or you just be talking and a joke comes out? How does that work for you?
I think I just talk and the joke comes out, and a lot of times I'm the joke. It's like situational or like experiences that I've been through, and I'll just tell what happened.
Yeah.
And it becomes funny. It becomes like comedy, and I'm really just telling like my experience.
What happened?
Yeah.
You're like a Kevin Hart.
Yeah, it's not intentional or on purpose, but if I don't tell a story at least once a week, the followers, where's story time?
Oh, what's going on? I'm right there with it.
What happened? I'm like, oh my God.
The pressure's on. Is there pressure on? Yeah. But you're keeping them entertained through their lunch hour, through their day. People are coming for the entertainment. As I said, I tune in. I'm one of the people that tune in, so I can tell you firsthand.
I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Well, Ray, you've been absolutely wonderful. As I said, you're welcome back anytime. I need you to send me a photo that you want for your Spotify and all the podcast stations. If you can just send me a photo of what you want with that, and then also probably something with your business. Also, another thing is your just make sure you send me all your business information where people can reach you.
Okay, perfect. I can just shoot it to you in text.
Yeah, that'd be perfect as well.
Yeah.
Ray, thank you so much.
Ray Solo, this has been an outstanding interview.
Yeah,
you're an amazing personality. You've brought so much to military, the armed forces, and everything with that. And I've just thoroughly enjoyed meeting you.
Too, Ray. Yeah, me too as well.
Thank you.
All right, so Brandon.
Absolutely. Well, Ray, when I go to Scottsdale all the time. We're out there. We'll have to catch up sometime.
Wait just a minute.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'll let you know. I think I'll be there in June. So
okay.
All right.
But Brandon, before Ray leaves, I always ask Ray, is there anything you want to ask Mama Rush or Brandon?
Yes, I do.
Okay, go ahead. Ask a question.
Whose idea was it to do the podcast together? And when you guys were talking about it, did you ever think of incorporating anybody else or any other family member, or was it always just you two?
So I'm the one that came up with it. Ray, initially, I'm the one that came up with it because I
have zero input.
Yeah.
Zero input. Go ahead, Brandon.
Yeah, Ray, I came up with it, but I knew my mom has an amazing personality. People love her. People have always said that my mom was the life of the party. And I never knew what they were really talking about until, yes, ma'am, absolutely. I never knew what they were talking about until I grew up. And then my friends started calling me the life of the party. And I was like, oh my gosh. And then I didn't realize how funny my mom was until like after college. And I started seeing all the things that they were talking about. And I realized I always felt like this, like odd duckling, but it was my mom that I was like the whole entire time. And I never knew that. So it's opened up so many doors for me. So when doing the podcast, I realized I was trying to because I've been in those 77 TV shows and films, I was trying to figure out how do I connect all these people? Because I've worked all over the United States. There's only a few actors that are only A-listed have worked as many places as I have that are A-list people. So I'm trying to figure out how to bring all these people together. Decided to do a podcast through coming up with some stuff. And then I'm like, hey, Mom, you know what? Is there any chance you'd be willing to do this with me? Like I asked her. I was a little bit worried that she wouldn't, but everyone has always said on my stories for years how funny your mom is. Everybody always loves seeing my mom because she's always cracking people up. But then for years she stopped being on it, so I didn't really get her doing anything. But she was Snapchat famous for a long time. Yeah. So just having mom. So when I asked Mom, she said she loved to, and she supported her son, which meant the world to me. Yeah. And she's just been asking the most outstanding questions.
Thank you, Brandon. I think we as mothers always want to, and as you being a mother as well, Ray, we always want to support a positive thing that our child, even if your little son is in school and he has to go to a play, and maybe you don't feel like going to that play, or he has a project from school and you need him to he needs you to help him work on that project at night, and you might be like they say in South, bone, but you might be so tired that you don't feel like doing it, but you have to do it. And so I felt honored when Brandon came to me, because I know he works with so many famous people and he's famous too, but he's so down to earth. So with that, of course, I could not say no. And so I am so excited that he felt that I was worthy, to tell you the truth, but worthy to be able to work with him in his, because I'm a scientist. So to work with him with this platform. So this is all Brandon's brainchild. This is all his work. Being a Carolina graduate, he was a Carolina graduate at University of South Carolina. That's the real USC, if you didn't know it, not the one University of Southern California. But that is the first. University of South Carolina is the first USC. It was before University of Southern California. And so Brandon always was this type of person. And I'm so glad that he used his major in acting, but as well as putting this kind of platform forward and giving people the opportunity to talk about their craft and to expose them to his world and he to your world. So that's why I am so thankful, Brandon, and I'm thankful for you, Ray, coming on and wanting to be a part of this.
Absolutely,
podcast.
Ray.
Now
Yeah, honestly, I appreciate that. Ray, let me tell you what, for the most part, it's been women that have been the ones jumping forward, be like, yeah, we'll do it. And I commend the women that have been on here, you as well, that have been, my friends are scared and they've been making excuses. Look at you being honest and saying, you were honest and said, hey, like, look, Brandon, I'll do it. Even though like you didn't tell me at the time you were a little bit nervous, but you came anyway. And courage is in the absence of fear. It's embracing it. And so I've seen nothing but, outside of the two, Travis Hales and Klee came on, and then Randy Covington and David Smith, they all came on too. But it has been women who have been the one leading the charge of this, that have come on and gone through that fear. My friends have come up with every excuse in the book, and it's laughable to me. So
also your guy that did the shoes, Brandon.
Oh yeah, and Rob Gregg.
And the millionaire. And the millionaire.
Rob Gregg. I'm sorry, Mom. Rob Gregg of Wear Stand is a friend of mine who has an amazing shoe company. I'll send them to you, shoes.
Okay.
But he came on as well. So those are like the 5 or 6 men that have come on, 4. But every other dude I know is scared out of the world. Always some excuse. And then the other thing you said, just to wrap, I don't want to take you too long, is my nephew Mason. My nephew Mason is my world. My
grandson.
Yeah, he is my brother's. He's my brother's child. He's part of this too. So he's involved with it as well. Okay. He's the one that got us the initial. I did a post about me and him when we were together before my dad died. It was a really heartfelt thing, and that got like 1.2 million views. People really took to the story because it was me and my nephew talking. We put it a story. We talked about our experience with Dad and how we missed him and all. And that's what got everybody on board. That's what I think won over the United States and the world in a way. Yeah. So Mason's Mason, my nephew's Mason. Yeah. So he's 11 now. So he's with us. But I have all this footage that he's going to be in. I'm posting things about him every day that are come on the podcast. So sorry for the long-winded question. But,
that's quite all right. When we get near the end, I always tell people, come near the end of our process here, because you're going to get some really the meat and steak potatoes on this podcast.
Absolutely.
But thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much, Ray.
I appreciate talking with you on today.
And say one more time the name of your business and everything one more time at the end.
Ray Solo on everything.
Okay, Ray Solo on everything.
Ray Solo on everything. And if you need real estate information or just want to pick my brain about information, by all means, hit me up. I respond.
Perfect. Okay. Ray, thank you so much. We always give everybody a clap.
So Brandon, we do the end. Okay, Ray.
And Ray, you're welcome back anytime.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Ray, I'll talk to you later. I'll have this back to you probably within less than 48 hours, all of it.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, bye.
Thank you, Ray.
Thanks, Ray. You've been wonderful. Thank you so much.
Hey. Bye-bye. She was wonderful.
Yes, ma'am. She really was.